Hello, hello, hello. Ah, hi, Ali. If you want to be added to a card reading, is that what you're saying? After the general readings, you can put your request in the chat and I will pull a card for you. But I just ask you to wait till after the general reading to do that. I'm trying to move my iPhone. Sorry. Okay, Mia, hello. Keanu Reeves, okay. Hello. Carolyn, hello. Bloomington, yes. I will always remember that. All right. So let's get started. We are right on time here, and we're going to get started. This week we have the full moon, right? August 11. So today's readings are going to cover August 8 through August 14. And yeah, so these are general readings that we're starting with. And then if you're new here, then I just ask you to hold your questions and your card requests until after the general reading, and then I will pull cards for anyone who has a question or request, okay? All right, so because we are working with the full moon, I thought we would start with the power of surrender. So not only are we looking to release things in the full moon, but we're also very much still, finishing that new moon. So really um, giving thanks, right? Like giving thanks for everything we have been working on since that new moon a couple of weeks ago. So it's really important to take some time to do that. But the power of surrender, I thought would be a nice deck around the full moon. I do like to use this for that. All right, so let's go. I'm going to pull a card first I'm going to move my water off the table. All right. I will pull a card for Monday and Tuesday. Here's a card for Monday and Tuesday. Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday. Yep. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday, Saturday. Oh, that I'm going to take that. You know that? I'm taking it. Okay. Hey, Stace. Okay. Monday, Tuesday, we have, as we start the week, surrender to wonder and awe. Yes, a nice thing to surrender to. Open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in all of life. This attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy of flow. Flow has been coming around a lot lately, just in conversations, in things that I've been seeing, words that people are choosing to use. Flow has really been, dare I say it? I'm cheesy enough to say it, flowing. So at the beginning of the week, really surrender to wonder and awe. And that was part of what I was saying about the full moon. As we come to the full moon, we are about releasing, but as we move in, we want to be giving thanks for everything, right, that we have been working on. And so surrendering, taking that time to appreciate, to be in wonder, to be in awe of what we're able to manifest in our life, right? And all the wonderful little things that show up in our life every day. Jen, thank you for laughing at my joke. Wednesday, Thursday, we have surrender obsessive thinking. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Look at this one. So if you're obsessing about a person or situation, turn the dilemma over to spirit. Doing so will help bring you clarity or even solve the problem. So, newsletter subscribers, the August promos are out, and one of them is about problem solving. So maybe you want to take a look at that and get yourself a card, get yourself a little mini reading for the middle of the week. But Wednesday and Thursday, surrender obsessive thinking. So pay attention to your thoughts. Yes, very obvious statement. But really pay attention to what are your thoughts and catch yourself in that repetitive thinking. Catch yourself if you're having those conversations with people who aren't even with you, by the way, right? You're just making up that conversation. If I had said this, I would say, or when they say this to me, then I'm going to say that, right? That's a lot of obsessive thinking. So pay attention to that and let that go. And again, using the full moon, if that tends to be your tendency or you find yourself sort of just in that rut right now, work on letting that go. But the first part of letting it go, and it really, I mean, I'm going to say this, I do believe it's easy to do that. You obviously first have to notice that you're doing it and then call yourself on, look what I'm doing. I'm doing that again. I want to stop. And when you do that, you really can break that cycle. Jen, yes, a gypsy reading. I did see that come in right before I started here. So I'm really excited to do that with you. Really excited. Okay. Uh, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 3 cards. So normally we have one for those 3 days. 3 came out. So Friday, surrender to your intuition. We tend to see this right around the full moon whenever I use this deck. I don't know if you've paid attention, but it comes up a lot. So surrender to your intuition. Tune into your inner voice. Be aware of any gut feelings, flashes, knowings, or aha moments that come through to guide you. So really pay attention to your intuition on Friday. Again, it's you're catching yourself, you're just being more mindful of every moment that you're in. And when you can be more mindful, when you can be more aware and more present, you can work more with your intuition and less with that obsessive thinking, right? Saturday, surrender your belief in scarcity. So, Saturday, the universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. So, again, another thing to let go of in this full moon that if you are feeling hesitant or reluctant or feeling that low simmering of discomfort out of fear, out of something that doesn't quite exist, but you're thinking it, then let that go, right? And if you do have a fear of not having enough, if you do have a fear of how am I going to make this work, right? See if you can work on the full moon with letting go of the fear so that you can actually work more with the reality of the situation and less with the emotion. Work with Lord Ganesha as well, if that's in your wheelhouse, to really help remove that fear out of the way so you can actually see things for what they are and not what you imagine them to be, right? Sunday, surrender your ego, right here. Cultivate, I think it's an interesting image they put on for ego, by the way. Cultivate gratitude, be of service to others, and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. So we need the ego to get things done. We need the ego to think about how we can be of service to others, right? So we can go out and actually do it in the physical world, but we don't want the ego to be driving that decision, right? We want to be coming more from this place of intuition, this place of humility, this place of wonder and awe. That's where we would like our intentions to source, right? So we've got 5 cards. The cards came out Monday, Tuesday. If we're surrendering to wonder and awe, we're actually taking the pause. So that's what this week is setting us up for, is to stop and be aware. That's the overall message. Stop and be aware and be mindful. Because then we can work on surrendering the obsessive thinking, but we first have to be aware that we're doing that. And when we can get out of the mind, we can work more with the intuition and work more with the heart-centered space. And then we may have this thing that comes up, this, surrender your belief in scarcity. We may have this fear of scarcity coming up because we're so used to creating things in our mind. Now we're going to let that go to rest and really work from here. And that may feel uncomfortable or unfamiliar. And so there may be a little fear that arises, but we can move that out. We can surrender our ego and work more from that place of intuition that shows up smack dab in the middle of 5 cards. Okay, so that's what I have for the weekly reading. I know we've had some folks join. We've got a girl in a food frenzy. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Kathy. Hey. We have Eduarda. Hello, hello. And then the folks who've been on. So thank you. If any of you listen to podcasts and you happen to listen to Tig Notaro and Cheryl Hines, they have a podcast out. It's very funny. But they always say, hey, girl, hey Jen, hey. And so now I have picked that up because I hear it all the time. Girl in a food frenzy. Wow, I jumped on at the right time. I don't know when you jumped on, but I hope so. It's always the right time when you get on, right? Okay, does anyone have a question or a request? Kathy, haven't seen you. Been thinking about you and your interview and all of that stuff. So, yeah. Okay, question or request? Stick it in the chat. Hello, Eduarda. Thank you for joining. Carolyn, general card. Carolyn, I am going to inner glow for you. Jen, I see your request. Carolyn, let's have a card from inner glow for Carolyn. You know what? I think it's more actually Sacred Traveler. That feels more right. Card for Carolyn. Yeah. Sticking out. Oh, we got 2. Okay. Carolyn. Tell me if you've received this card before. Something makes me think you have. We have first light, beginning a new cycle, and rejuvenating rain. That's the one I'm wondering if you received. Clear the past, heal the present. How perfect are these 2 cards? So, rejuvenating rain, clear the past, heal the present, so that you can begin a new cycle. I don't have anything more to say about that. No sense in complicating it. But working through the general messages of the week are really setting you up for moving out of the past, for moving toward new, for working more from a heart space and what you really want. That resonates more with you on a soul level than it does on a mental intellectual level, right? So getting rid of what doesn't serve and moving through so you can start new. Yes, indeedy. Okay, Jen has requested a card. Girl in a food frenzy jumped on just around Wednesday, and those messages, the 3 for the weekend, were definitely needed. Great. I see your request for a general card. Kathy, spoiler alert. Okay. Carolyn, I do think you've had one of those cards before. I agree with you. I'm pretty sure you have. Okay, let's get to Jen. What's up with me drumming on the table? No idea. Okay. Jen, maybe you're the inner glow. Let's see. I'm going to have a card here for Jen. Yeah, see, you were the inner glow. Peace of mind. Look at that image. I mean, really darling, isn't it? That's a really darling image. Peace of mind. So I'm musically inclined. I love music. I will tell you, side note here, when I give my prayers of thanks, I regularly thank all of the musicians whose music I use to dance. And yeah, because without them, part of the thing that brings me so much joy I wouldn't do. So, anyhow, side note, uh, it's hilarious to go with the cards of the week. Yeah, but yes, it perfectly goes with the cards of the week. I would agree. And then pay attention to it goes right back to the awareness, right? Are you in a state of peace of mind, or do you feel like you're unsettled up here? It's too much static, too much going on. You can't really be present in the moment because you're off and running, right? So pay attention to that and coming back to that awareness, coming back to that centered place. Yeah. So you're right. It goes right with the general messages. So really paying attention. Then of course, if you feel like you're like, wow, I've been doing so much work and I really do feel like I've got some good peace of mind, applaud that and keep supporting that with more of the efforts that you've been putting in so that you can maintain that space, right? Okay. Um, Eduarda, I see your card. So, girl in a food frenzy, we'll get your card. Then Eduarda, and then over here, I see rising vibes. Hello. You requested a card. So, girl in a food frenzy. I am going to the power of love. You're welcome, blah, 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 blah. You're welcome. Okay. And I will send you an email so we can set up a reading time. Okay. Girl in a food frenzy. Let's get you your cards for Alice. What does Alice need to know? Okay. I think it's this one. So we're in the power of love. And your card is friendliness. Friendliness, not like you can read it. Maybe you can. You are able to recognize traits in common with another in order to forge love-based connections. So, picking up on Carolyn's cards about beginning a new cycle, right? Picking up on everything that's been going on, particularly this past month of July and the previous months, maybe even year, of how a lot of our relationships have been transforming. You know, are we um, are we with the people that we need to be with at this point in our lives? Right? So recognizing the traits in common with another in order to forge love-based connections. So paying attention that the people with whom you choose to spend your time are resonating with you and where it is you see yourself going versus people that you may be spending your time because you've just been spending your time with them for years and you just put up with whatever because that's who they are. I'm not suggesting you want people to change. That's not what I'm saying. People are who they are, but it doesn't mean that it's resonating with us any longer. So pay attention to that and check in. Just make sure your tribe is uh is the one you need right now. Okay. You can see how it applies to current situations. Good. Yeah, and it doesn't mean that none of that, I mean, you know this. It doesn't mean that your friendship wasn't valuable and important to you and that you don't love this person. It doesn't mean anything like that. It's just that as we journey, there are certain people we need in our lives at certain times. And as we evolve and grow and gain insight and wisdom about life, we are best served when we have people who resonate with that, right? Who reflect back. Not because we don't want to hear opposing views. That's not what I'm saying. Okay, Eduarda, so you would like a card on a possible new job interview next week. Oh, possible new job interview next week. Then I am going to my Rider-Waite card deck right here for Eduarda. So what does she need to know about this possible new job next week? I'm going to pull you two cards. What do you need to let go of to create the space for this interview? And what do we need to know about the interview itself? Here's our let go. And what about the interview? Okay, so thinking about something of letting go and creating the best space possible for your interview, and it's the moon. So the moon has a lot to do with, our shadow side. It has a lot to do with integration of all sides of us. So thinking about something to let go is sort of like, what are the feelings and thoughts and stories that simmer underneath that come up when we are doing something new for ourselves, when we are going into a new situation? What are those things that come up that possibly bring up fear, bring up anxiety, bring up doubt about self? Pay attention to any of that speak, right, that isn't serving your best scenario preparation for that interview. So pay attention to that. And then in terms of the interview, Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords. So rely upon your intuition when you go to this interview so that everything that they are telling you, everything that you're talking about, the job description, who your manager is going to be, who you're going to be managing, make sure that all of that is resonating with where you want to go. Sort of going back to Alice's card about recognizing traits in common, and be able to parse out somebody's sales pitch and what's really going on. And also, it goes back to not talking yourself out of something unless your intuition is saying, this isn't the right thing for me. Or, on the contrary, it is the right thing for you, and somehow you're thinking it's not. So pay attention to the intuition. Go back to the cards. In the middle of the week is surrender your intuition and operate from there. Okay, that's what I have for Eduarda. Coming back here to Rising Vibes requested a card. Eduarda, Kathy Williams is saying good vibes for your interview. That's nice. Thank you for saying that and sharing that, Kathy. So Rising Vibes, I would love a card. Kate, I see your request as well. Deepa, I see your request. So let's get a card here for Rising Vibes. In Rising Vibes, I'm going to Cosmic Dancer. Okay. Let's have a card for Cosmic Dancer for Rising Vibes. It's a little bit of a big deck, so I think I'm going to fan this out. Let's have a card for Rising Vibes. Which card does she need? It's this one. Okay. Oh, don't I love this card? Wow. Create sacred space. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. Create sacred space. So Rising Vibes, it's number 32. 3 and 2 is 5. So we go to the Hierophant. So thinking about what is sacred to you, what is your spiritual belief, right? What is your practice going to be if you have one? And make sure that whatever your space is, it resonates with you. So that seems to be a big theme here, right? That your space, you need to create a space that's more for you versus what anyone else may be wanting from you or wanting that space for themselves. That needs to be your space. But make sure it's in alignment and resonating with where you are headed in your journey, your sacred journey, your spiritual journey, your religious journey, whatever that is, your inner work. Okay, Eduarda, thanks so much, Noelle, for the cards and for the wishes, ladies. Yes. I love this community between Instagram and YouTube that you all support one another. I love it. Maya, I see you. Hello. So, Rising Vibes, you are welcome. And let's get to Kate. Kate wants a general read, please. Yes. And let's take a moment and say, if you're not following me on YouTube, would you do me a favor and subscribe to my channel? That would be great. And hit that thumbs up button if you received a card from me today, or if you like this reading, that would be great. And the same on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, perhaps you can follow me and send some hearts and, share this goodness. Okay, Kate, a general card for Kate. I am going to self-care for Kate. We have a card for Kate. Yes, it's this one sticking right out. Whoopee. And it's friendship. So we saw friendliness, and here's friendship. Call a friend. When you're mirrored with love, you see yourself clearly. It's like exactly the card that girl in a food frenzy had. Friendliness, recognizing traits in common. So Kate, take a look at your friendships and invest in the people that really are mirroring your love, right? The things that you want for yourself, invest in the people who can appreciate that and return that back to you. And I think it's time to do an inventory. I think for everybody, it's time to do an inventory. I've been saying this for quite a while, an inventory of your relationships, and just see what's working for you. We all go through this lifetime to grow and to change and to transform. And if we're all doing it, then we have to recognize and accept that while two of us may have been sort of going neck and neck, side by side for a while, at some point, maybe we're not. And that is okay. Okay, Kate, you are welcome. Okay, we have Deepa and then Maya. So Deepa, do you see reconciliation for me and Harshal? Okay. Girl in a food frenzy. Friendships are really interesting for today. Yes, it is. And creating that sacred space, by the way, going back to Rising Vibes, that's the other hit I just got off of this. It's not only a physical space, it's not only a place where you can go for yourself and honor yourself, but your sacred space is also you and the space around you that you are opening to other people, right? And creating that space so that it reflects back on you. Do you follow what I'm saying? So the friendships, the relationships, those who you're going to maybe be in service of, create that space so that it sends out to the universe what it is that you want in that space, and that's what comes back. Okay, so Deepa, You're looking for reconciliation between you and Harshal, Cancer and a Capricorn, a water and an earth. Those are some very different energies, aren't they? That is not right. But they're both cardinal signs, so you can always begin again. So you're talking about reconciliation, right? Okay, let's have a card for Deepa. Okay, Deepa. This would have been my suggestion even before pulling cards. Communicate clearly. So if you're looking for a reconciliation, I can't say whether it will happen or not, but you have to communicate clearly, both of you. My newsletter today brought in the theme of trust, and you have to trust what the other person is saying. You have to trust the way they are showing up, because if you don't trust it, you'll feel it in here, and you'll never be able to fully be safe and comfortable with that person. You won't be free. You won't feel like you can just be you. You'll always be holding back a little bit because there's just that little thing that isn't sitting right with you, even though you don't want to pay attention to it. So communicate clearly, express your needs, express your hurts, express your apologies, right? Express your forgiveness, express your desires, and then see where that reconciliation takes you. Okay, so let's get to Maya. I would love a card. Let's get to Maya for a card. I am going to Wandering Star Tarot. Wandering Star Tarot. I did a card reading yesterday, which included 3 young gals, young teens, and I used Wandering Star Tarot because the images really seem to work with their energy. It's pretty beautiful. Okay, coming back to Maya. What is the card for Maya? What does she need to know? Look at this. This can't possibly all be your cards. But these are. Oh, yeah. I love it. Okay. Well, Maya, it's all cups. So again, friendship, relationships, intuition. I mean, the moon, all cups here. So you have Page of Cups, 10 of Cups, and 2 of Cups. So here's your Page of Cups. I'll try to get you Instagram and YouTube. So exploring, being open, having fun with how you feel and what might be coming down or presenting to you or showing up in your world in terms of love and relationships and emotions and like all of that good stuff, having fun with it and exploring it, right? See where it takes you, look at it differently. 10 of Cups, I mean, we do see this a lot when we're talking about family, 10 of Cups, but it also is about like celebrating, being happy, joyful, just having a great time. And then the 2 of Cups, harmony, partnership, unity, coming together. So I think, Maya, this is like saying, yeah, this is saying, Sorry, I got distracted. But what this is saying is ease up. That's what I get. Ease up. So that you can enjoy the love in life, enjoy the fun in life. That for a while, let go of worries or concerns. Again, going right back to the cards of the week. Let go of that and just have fun. Connect with people one on one, right? Open up to people. Just dive in there for a little while. Have fun. Create situations where you can be with other people. It doesn't have to be 15 people, right? But create those situations, find those opportunities and jump into them, or say yes when asked. But this, I think that this is really sort of, I think the message is saying, um, let your heart have fun. Let your heart be light and free for a little while. That's going to do you some good. That's a great trio of cards, by the way. Okay. Did I get everyone? Amber, what good things are happening for the rest of the month this month for me? Yes, I can pull that card. And yes, these readings right now are free. There is a donate button down below in YouTube and on Instagram in my bio, in the bio. So if you choose to make a donation to support my work, please do. I would appreciate it. And if that's not in your bag today, that is okay too. I'm still going to pull you a card. So Amber, what good things are happening for the rest of this month for me? I like that you're asking about what good things. It's like you're already setting yourself up for a good month. I like that. Maya, wow, I feel this. Thank you. Have been having lots of old friends and lovers reach out, but been too overwhelmed with responsibilities to connect to them. Yeah, so that's this. Surrender the obsessive thinking. Like get out of there and just let yourself have fun for a little while. Because you know what, the responsibilities, now we do have deadlines and we have to be responsible, but where we can shift them and move them around, they're still going to be there. You're still going to do it. So take the time and go have fun. And the Two of Cups, you're talking about old lovers. I'm not saying it's got to be a lifetime. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Amber, I don't want to hear any bad things. The bad things I can sense myself. Yeah, I don't know what you consider bad. So it's not my intention to filter. I'm just going to tell you what's in the cards. But I don't really come from a low vibe place. So, but you'd have to judge for yourself. Okay. Let's get a card for Amber. You're welcome. And I love that little fire you got going there. Yeah, let's get a card for Amber. Amber, I think I'm going to Sacred Traveler for you as well. Sacred Traveler. Let's get a card from Sacred Traveler for Amber. Card for Amber. What does she need about the rest of this month? Oh my goodness. You saw I shuffled and I put that card back in that Carolyn had. And here it is again, rejuvenating rain. So clear the past, heal the present. That's what you got. So you want to ask about good things coming for you, then it's always clearing, always letting go so that you can continue to create space for new things to come in. As simple as that. Okay. I think I covered everyone. If I missed anyone, go ahead and put that in the chat. But I'm pretty sure I covered that. Girl in a Food Frenzy, that was such a great story about the family. It was so wonderful. It was such a wonderful afternoon. I loved it so much. And they were so inquisitive and loved like the cards and choosing their own cards. It was really fantastic. Okay. And it was good for me. It was a good practice to figure out how to work with 13 and 11-year olds, right? That was pretty cool. Good opportunity. Really good gift for me, too. My heart. Okay, Amber, that's exactly what I'm working on. Thank you for the reading. You are welcome and great. Yeah. And envision the rain, right? The rain comes, it cleanses, washes through, and how rejuvenating is that? All right. Uh, you are welcome, Alice. Thank you. Have a great week. Everybody, have a wonderful week. Happy full moon. That is coming up. So check that out. I did put a link in my newsletter for a pretty good article on what this full moon can bring about for us, some things we can look at. So check that out. If you're not subscribed to my newsletter, Drops of Goodness, you can do that again through the links below in YouTube or in my bio on Instagram. And subscribe to my channels if you would. That would be so great. And I will see you all next time. So have a wonderful week, a wonderful afternoon or evening or morning if you are down under. See you all next time. Thanks for being here. Bye. Bye now.